Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each personal month forecast for the month of May 2023. And this will include the forecast for the full moon as well as the new moon. And that full moon that we have at the beginning of the month on the 5th is a full moon lunar eclipse. So it's a big one. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading where we'll take a deep dive into your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and you can get an idea for the services that I offer and what might align with your current needs. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, May 2023 is a 3 universal month. Okay, what that means is that basically collectively we're all going to sort of be feeling the energy of the 3. And what that could bring about is sort of more focused energy on communication, how we communicate, how we sort of share our stories, our words, right? The spoken word. We, of course, have a Mercury retrograde at the beginning of the month and through the mid-month. So, communication might be a little bit off. So where it's showing us that, where there might be some sort of glitches is sort of showing us where we might need some additional work, right? So in other words, the energy of the 3, if there's miscommunication, if there's a breakdown in communication, this energy is going to assist us in recognizing that and trying to do better, right? It's not always about how we feel we need to express ourselves, but also taking into consideration how that expression might land for others and what is more easily digestible and what isn't, right? And so if we want to get our message across, we have to take into consideration others and sort of how they receive that information, right? We don't have control over that, but we certainly have control over the intention behind our communication, our written, our spoken word. And, if that's coming from a place of vengeance or hatred or ugliness, right? Or the need to be right, that's going to land a lot differently than if it's coming from a place of an open heart and one of just genuineness, right? Like genuinely just trying to get your message across in a kind and compassionate way. So that can be coming into the forefront this month as well. This can also be a very social time. So you may see your social calendar light up this month collectively, right? Or we might collectively see that. You might see things sort of pick up, the pace pick up a bit. 3 energy is big energy. It wants to be seen and heard and experienced. So anywhere within your life where you might be making yourself small, you could see sort of this energy light that area up and ask you to step out into the spotlight a bit more, ask you to, again, express yourself in an authentic, beautiful way. That feels true for you, right? And so again, you might see the opportunities for collaboration, networking come into play. It's up to you whether you say yes to those invitations or not, but this is a great time to meet new people, meet new friends, significant others, or business partners, right? People who will help you to get your message across on a bigger platform. When we work together and work with others, we often, of course, there's greater energy behind whatever that is. And so that helps us to again, get that message out in a bigger, more expansive way. So big, big energy this month, the month of May collectively. Again, 3 energy wants to be seen, expressed, and experienced, right? So anywhere that you've been sort of making yourself small or trying to hide in the shadows, this energy is going to sort of push you outside your comfort zone a little bit so that you can be seen, so that you can share your gifts, so that you can sit, find your rightful place at the table, sit there and feel confident there, own that space. So 3 energy doesn't allow us or doesn't want us to minimize who we are. It wants us to express who we are and do that in a kind, compassionate way where we're not trying to take somebody else's spotlight away from them, because there's room on the stage for everyone. So beautiful, beautiful energy this month with that 3 energy. Again, it's what we do with it, but I love to see this. This is a very collaborative, coming together, working together, sharing ideas type of energy. And so when we can do that in a harmonious, sort of beautiful way, the rewards are great. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at each personal month and how these energies could be affecting you as we move through May. Personal month 3. So if you are currently in a personal month 3, then everything I talked about in the intro is sort of more emphasized for you this month. So again, you could see, I'm not going to sort of go over it all again because you just heard it in the intro, but this is definitely a month where you could see your social calendar just blow up, where again, you could be meeting connections that are very important and integral to whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or work on. This is definitely a month where you're not meant to do things alone. You are not meant to be an island this month. And that can be uncomfortable for people who don't mingle well or who feel more at home or at ease, sort of doing things their own way or doing things the way that they feel most comfortable to do that. So this could kind of push you outside your comfort zone this month a bit. You could absolutely see things open up in lines of communication. So communications from the past could be coming in to be worked through. New communications could be coming in. This could be a great month to launch something for you all, to start a new platform, to start some kind of project that takes others into consideration, but that involves others in some way, right? Again, whether that's collaboration, whether that's you start a podcast, whether you're interviewing people or you're sharing your voice, the written, the spoken word in some way. This is a great month for that. So if you've been thinking about starting a new project or starting your own business, creating something new, 3 is the energy of creation, of creativity. So this is a great month to start a new creative project or to get that out into the world. So if you have an opportunity or if you're approached to, I don't know, let's say you're an artist and you feel called to have a gallery or a showing or something like that, this is a great month for that. So again, anything that's going to get you out into the public eye that can lead to some kind of recognition in some way and to grow your voice, right? This is a great month for that. So if the opportunity presents itself to sort of stand in the spotlight, take the mic and don't shy away from that. So it's very easy under 3 energy for it to feel sort of really big and uncomfortable. And so a lot of times we try to shy away from that. But it's not the energy for that. It is the energy for going big and like expressing yourself creatively, for meeting new people, for networking, for collaborating, all those things, and sharing ideas and recognizing your own worth in those ideas and that creativity. So beautiful, beautiful energy for you all, especially because you're working with that energy collectively as well. Now, in May, on the 5th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse. And so anytime we have sort of an eclipse, that usually will eclipse something out, or it puts pressure on something, or really puts the focal point on whatever this is. The fact that it's a full moon also sort of indicates that it's a closing out of something so that something new can come in. And it usually creates a storyline over the next 3 to 6 months and sometimes over the next year. So pay attention for you all what comes up around relationships, because you all are working with the energy of the 2. Now, this doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. This is the art of relating. So again, any connections, anything where there might be misalignment or things are out of balance, the 2 energy asks us to bring things back into balance. So you may very well see things from the past coming in now that need mending, that need healing, that needs closure, so that you can find the balance within that. Because if you're carrying a heavy load from a past experience, that's hindering you from moving forward. And so this eclipse is going to try to eclipse that out, but in a healthy way, right? Where it brings balance back into the equation, right? So you may, again, see relationships, past relationships come in now that need some TLC, that need to be either mended and reincorporated in some way or fully released. And so again, it doesn't have to be, if it's a toxic situation, obviously you're not meant to bring that back into your life, right? That's just going to create more misalignment. So what you would be asked to do is to find a way to heal that, to release that, to transmute that energy in some way, energetically, right? So whether that's working with a therapist or a healer or whatever speaks to you, this is going to be a great time to do that. So pay attention to what surfaces for you around this eclipse. Where's the pressure being put on, and what is it asking of you, right? And that's going to be very clear when it shows up, right? And so it's kind of like once you know, you can't unknow type thing, or once you see it, you can't not see it or unsee it. And so in the eclipse again, it's progressive energy, so it'll just continue to put more and more pressure on it until you deal with it. It can also be about big new starts. So again, remember, you're working under 3 energy, which is about collaboration, working with others, connection, communication. So this is a great time to meet a soulmate, to meet a lifelong partner, to meet a business partner, someone who may be a presence within your life for quite some time. That's very possible under this eclipse. A lot of times eclipses are fated encounters, fated events. And so it's very possible that for some of you, you may, or you might get some kind of a promotion or something like that where you're meant to work with others in some way, or you're meant to be the mediator or the one who brings harmony or finds solutions, and where you're meant to be the observer type thing. That's all possible. Doesn't always have to be about meeting other people, but it's some kind of fated event that has the potential to shift your experience in a very big way. And for you all, there's a lot here about other people, like working with others, collaborating, relationships, relating, and balance. That's a big one as well. And being decisive. This eclipse could ask you to make some really big decisions in your life, and those big decisions will then create a different experience. And so that is also possible. So if there's anything that you know you've been sort of needing to make a decision about, but you've been sort of putting it off because you really don't feel like you know what you need to do, this eclipse can put a lot of pressure on that and really sort of force you to make a decision. A lot of times when eclipses happen, it's non-negotiable energy. It's something that's coming in, it's shifting, and that shift is something where as much as you try to control it, you really don't have a lot of control over it. It's more of that divine intervention. So pay attention for you all, what comes in again around relationships, relating, balance, and being decisive and using your own discernment in making those decisions. Now around the new moon, which is occurring on the 19th or the 20th of May, depending on where you live in the world, you all are working with the energy of the 7 and the 8. And so I'm really drawn to the energy of the 8 here because this can bring about power struggles. So it can definitely put the focus or the pressure on where it is that you're giving your power away, or you're trying to take the power of somebody else's through manipulating that situation, whatever the case may be. But this is going to ask you to find the balance in that situation and sort of redistribute that power. So that might be you setting healthy boundaries, or you using your voice, or you releasing the control over the situation and accept the assistance from others, so that you're not sort of working harder, not smarter type thing. That could also come in. You may also see a big shift in finances at this time. But whatever the shift is leading you to a greater truth, to something that feels much more aligned, because you have that energy of the 7. And the 7 is the truth seeker. It's the one who wants to make sure that everything is done in a very kosher sort of integrity-based way. So, and that's the same thing with the 8. The 8 is very integrity-driven. And so there may be some things where things were not done in the best way. And so this energy is going to be like, all right, this is a time for reevaluation and a do-over. And so let's make sure that we do it in a really good way now. You may get some really deep insights around this new moon for a business idea or a new creative project in some way. And I say creative project because you're working with the energy of the 3 so strongly. And now you have this sort of 8 energy coming in, which is the business-minded leader. And it also governs everything material. So again, power, status, influence, money, resources. Contracts could absolutely come up around this time because the 7 and the 8 sort of governs that. So pay attention to any contracts that come up. Make sure you get, a second set of eyes on it, just to make sure that there's integrity behind it and that nobody's trying to take advantage of you. Whether that's intentionally or, unintentionally. So contracts could absolutely come up. Legal matters, inheritances could absolutely come up around this time. Any kind of like legal proceedings could come up. Adoptions, again, new business deals, licensing your business, whatever. Anything around that could absolutely come up around this new moon. And it's a new moon. So again, it's new initiation, starting something new, fresh. And with the 7, the veil is thinner. So these ideas, inspirations that come in for you around this time could absolutely be business related, because again, you have the energy of the 8, or purpose or whatever, or money, investing money, or buying or selling a house or land or whatever, again, it's a general reading, but there's definitely something here, or status, right? You could see that your status changes rather quickly. So whether that's going from single to partnered, or partnered to married, or, non-parent to parent type thing. There's a lot of ways it could transpire, but definitely around those themes, right? So getting to the truth of the matter, big, deep insights, big answers to those bigger questions could come in around, again, work, career, business, which are all kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean? Like there's just different tiers, right? Status, influence, money, resources. So pay attention to what comes up for you around those sort of themes. But this is going to be sort of more elevated because we have the energy of the 7, which is very much connected to the unseen. So this is very divinely guided, whatever comes in around this time. And it's so close to the eclipse that, this could very much be like a business partnership. I think there's going to be partnerships involved for you all this month in some way, right? Working with others, collaborating with others, mending those connections, recognizing your limitations, and then not being afraid of asking for help type thing, and then receiving it. In all of those sort of themes could potentially be coming up for you this month. So big month. Might push you outside your comfort zone if you like your sort of independence, but this is definitely not a month for that, I don't think. So, all right. So I hope it's a great month for you all. Take care. Bye for now.